Hello there everybody, this is Tigitar here and welcome back to another episode here on Tigaria. I have a couple of things, a couple small updates to show off, one of which is right below us here. I've added a nifty little chandelier feature to sort of top off the top half of the build to fill the space below our Wow, I can't say anything today. Below our top platform that drops down below the top middle crystal, and it sort of fills the space above the castles here in the center. And so mainly it's just the same block palette of white bricks, although there are some white painted platinum bricks mixed in with diamond gemspark blocks behind, or block wall I mean, and it gives the same sort of glowing light effect as we have in the roofs of the main castle down here. There's some golden platforms lining the top of the brick, and I wanted to get that going because I wanted to use the golden chandeliers with the blue and gold lights hanging from each side. 3 different chandeliers on each side, all of which are actually floating using the teleporter floating furniture trick. And then in the center, we have a little green gem surrounded by some more bricks and then white painted banners as well. A couple of the war table banners I also threw in here. That helps work in the blue, which we have in the lamps as well. The little support chain up here is actually just a whole bunch of minecart rail or minecart track weaved back and forth here. And one of the things that I thought could be improved on this is maybe adding a couple small 45-degree chains going down from the top middle here. So I figured we would try that, but what I don't know is if I place this track here, it might screw up the textures that I have here. Let's see. Okay, it messed it up a little bit. Also, I forgot to turn the paint sprayer on, so let's make sure we get it all white. And let's see if we can do this. If we just go straight down at 45, have to replace that one platform, but that should be all right there. Now from here, it's just going to be basically hammer work. We want to get rid of that blocker rail on the end there. And then this one right here, I wonder if we can hammer to make it look any better. Honestly, with just the rail sort of flattening out and angling into the rest of the feature here isn't too bad. If I could make it go upwards, I think that would be ideal, but I don't know that we can do that because there's no minecart tracks above here. It's just solid blocks, so it won't connect upwards without a minecart track up there. Let's see if we can do the same thing. Oh, of course it's a blood moon. Hooray. That's wonderful. See if we can do the same thing over here. Now the only thing with here is there's a couple leaf blocks that we got to take out right at the start there, but I don't think that will be too big of a deal because we can just replace it with some living leaf walls, but we won't want to paint them white. I don't know, it's hard to say, but maybe something like that. And now that I'm looking at it, there's a weird leaf sticking through here. I wonder if that is, yes it is, it's part of the leaf block that's actuated, so a couple hammers of that got it out of the way. Alright, there we go. I think that finishes up the chandelier quite nicely here. Now, let's move on down below the castle. I'll show you the other new feature, and it's actually kind of interesting that it's a blood moon right now. I added 4 different sort of statues, one for each of the celestial fragments, as well as a luminite one, a 5th statue in the center here. And so they're just basically just white pearlstone bricks. But I actually think, and I forgot to prepare this now that I look at it, I think it would look a lot better if we switched out that pearlstone with a smooth marble. Let's see where that's at. Never mind, I actually did have it in my inventory. It was already in the hotbar. So let's make sure we're painting this white and switch out all of these bricks with smooth marble. And I think that's going to be a bit of an improvement here. So I tried to match as closely as possible the actual shape of the fragments themselves in item form. And first I just sort of built an outline out of pearlstone bricks, and then I replaced the center, I guess a center cross with the elements blocks, and then the outer 8, I guess, blocks with the brick equivalent for each fragment. So that got us the sort of the color and the glowing effect mixed in there while still keeping the shape and the sort of feel of a sculpture or statue from having this marble on here. I do like this marble a lot more. It definitely adds a, it looks a lot crisper and shinier. The base of the sculptures, I used a couple of column statues to support a little marble platform with it's actually an ultra bright campfire that is lit below each statue deal. And I painted it sort of tried to match the color of the fragment that we were going with. So this one's painted with actually purple, but it looks kind of magenta or pink during the blood moon. What's interesting though, and I didn't know this before, you can clearly see up in the main castle here, all the lights are tinted pinkish red kind of because of the blood moon. But these ultra bright campfires are actually still very white. And I never realized that during a blood moon, the ultra bright campfires hardly lose their brightness at all, and it still looks pretty much white. So that's actually really cool. I kind of like that effect a lot. On the left and right sides of each of the statues, I added monoliths. I added monoliths to match each one, and so you can come here and switch them on if you want to. And it's actually really fun to see how the different monoliths change the look of the base, the stone structure and the vines surrounding it. I actually like it a lot more than I expected to. I just kind of put them there for show at first, but especially the Moonlord monolith here, the Luminite monolith that gives you the impending doom texture or color, I guess, is super awesome. It just makes all of the bricks and the white pop out, and it stands out like way above the rest of the build. The only issue is with the monoliths down here, we lose the effect as we fly upwards in the base, of course. So one of the other things that I wanted to do was hook up a handful more of these monoliths. I have 4 more void monoliths, and I want to mix them, well, not mix them. I want to place them around the base, 1 in the center, and then 3, 1 by each of the left, right, and upper center crystals. And then if we activate all of those at the same time with a switch, I think we will be able to encompass the entire central build here with the impending doom effect. So that's another thing that I want to get to real quick. Let's see if we can find a place to put these in. Now probably what would work best is just right in the stone here. Let's just dig out a 2x3 section, and it actually will work really well because the stone is 6 blocks thick, so it will even be centered here. Let's place this down, and now what I don't know is what color we should do. I think I just want to make it blend in with the stone the best that we can. So I think white painted stone walls behind, and then possibly white painted monolith as well. If I can get my wisp to cover it, I can sort of see what color it is. Yeah, you can see the white paint doesn't make it bright or anything, but it makes it a little bit more gray, and it's closer at least to the stone than it was before. So I think that's actually what we want. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side, and then figure out the top and the center. Now, unfortunately, we have a single block center up here, so this one may be a little bit off. And so I actually don't even know if I want to try to put it in the inside of the ring at all. Maybe we can just hide it on the side somewhere. That way it doesn't look like it's supposed to be centered, because we know that we can't center it perfectly, so we got to do something else. I'm almost wondering if we just want to put a couple of brass shelves here and make it floating on its own, but I don't know if that might disrupt the tree vines a little bit. Maybe we could instead just place it on the floor on this platform here. Oh, nice. The blood moon is finally over. That's good. We could simply put it here, and it's not all that noticeable, and we could paint it white again to make it blend in a little bit. Oh shoot, looks like I'm actually out of white paint. That was did not plan very well for that. It's actually hard to say whether the white paint makes it blend in more or stand out more. Maybe we just leave it there for now. If I find a better place to hide it later, maybe we could switch it around. Also, it looks like these little branches could be hammered. They probably got unhammered when I was placing the bricks down below them. So I believe that's all but the center taken care of. Now the center one, again, we can't have it perfectly in the center, but it looks like there's actually space. Maybe we could hide it in here if we move this one strange plant, put it down here, and I think we could even put that strange plant back next to it. There we go. And actually the strange plant hides a little bit of it already. And maybe if we paint it with green or deep green, it will blend in the best in here. Maybe something like that. It's not going to be super noticeable. So I think that's going to be good. Now the question is, let's just do a quick manual test. If we activate all of these, let's see how our coverage throughout the base is. Another thing I just realized, I believe it's the Krypton, although I can't remember now. The green moss. It looks like it's growing around where we put the monolith. That's not actually really what I wanted. Maybe we'll have to scoot the monolith to the right one, just to keep that grass, or to keep that moss from growing. I don't really want to, I don't think that it'll help hide the monolith if we have glowing bright moss right around it. It doesn't look quite as nice, but I think it's better not to have the moss growing there. Let's do that over here as well, and I forgot to turn this on. Use our fancy little passageway to sneak on over here. Oh yeah, the moss is already growing quite well over on this side. Okay, there we go. I think all of the void monoliths are now on. Let's see if we walk the perimeter. Oh man, this section down here does not get it, so we just leave the center ones, I guess, pretty far, about here. And we don't come into this top one until about here. So that's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, there's even still an inside part of the base that's missing it right here. I wonder if we could fit, if we could sneak some in underground here, but the issue with that is that's where I'm planning on building in the future, the branches leaving this base. So I guess we might just have to leave it like this for now. Let's see, the top side still have a big blank spot on the outside. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. And it's going to be a bigger blank spot on the left here because of how that top upper monolith is placed. But once we get to the spiral staircase, then it kicks in again. So it's not ideal, but it is the majority of the interior by far. It must just be these little corners that are going to be sort of dead spots. I think that's good enough for now. It looks like the entire main portion, the main castle here, is affected by it. So that's what I really wanted. So I think that's good enough for now. It gives us the effect that I was looking for. And if we want to in the future, I will probably be able to fit some more monoliths in somewhere. Now I'll just have to wire them together here, take our grand design, and that shouldn't be too hard at all. I'll probably just put a switch near the center that will turn all of them off or on. I still actually have quite a lot of wiring to do in the base. I do want to wire all of the lights throughout the whole thing, really. All of these houses here, the main castle, both sides, all the rooms I eventually want to have hooked up so that you can easily turn them on and off, but I haven't quite gotten to that yet. Another thing that I quickly want to update here on the main castle is adding accessibility platforms. I realized that a brand new character without any mobility accessories actually can't really get around in the castles. Let's go ahead and put some of this junk in the chest here. So if we don't have any flight accessory or the soaring insignia on, this is the basic mobility of a brand new character right here. And we can't jump all the way up to that platform there. And I want to be able to make it so that the base is fully accessible to brand new characters. That's one of my one of the things that I want to do here. So real quick, let's just add some white painted brass shelves and see if we can make it accessible. We can actually just add one shelf like that, which blends in pretty well, and it doesn't connect with this pillar here because that's a sandstone pillar, not a solid block. So that will actually cover this section. This section, you can actually jump up, but it's really close. I think I'm going to leave that for now. Let's add another platform over there, and this part right here might be a little bit trickier. I might sneak it Let's see, I can't actually put it low enough above the tree here, so that can't work. This one might actually have to be against this wall. Although, actually, wait a second. Maybe that would work because you can walk up this slope here and then still make it to that platform. Okay, maybe that will work after all. Now this section, unfortunately, will not work the same because there's no little corners to walk up on. I guess we're gonna have to have a platform sticking onto the side here. I guess we'll put this one just on the inside to the left of the bamboo. And now this section here, it looks like we might be able to do the same thing against the sandstone. It's definitely not going to be easy to jump up here as a new character, but I just want it to be possible is all. Don't mind the chandelier that's turned off. I wired this green wire over it. That's the one that takes you to Are You Smarter Than the Guide? Let's see if I can remember how we did that on the other side, and real quick, fill in this side with the same deals. That might just do it. And the rest of the walkways are definitely accessible, no problem. The only thing that maybe we don't have now is in these side rooms, or these side houses here, there's not a way to get up to the second floor, but there's not really anything up there that leads anywhere, and you can see it from the ground. So I think I'm gonna leave this one as it is, and I'll be okay with that. I think that's actually pretty much the updates that I wanted to do here. That basically is the majority of the large details that I wanted to include in the center part of the base here. Small things that I might still try to do is maybe add a few textures and furniture items in the tree section right here. Maybe we could add some park benches squeezed in here and there, and maybe some fence in the background. Same with these pink trees over on the right-hand side. And then I might want to mow this grass as well to make it look a little bit crisper and cleaner, but I haven't quite decided. Same with the grass in the center here. That's basically the whole central part of the build. I'm super excited about that, and I can't wait to start moving out. We'll be branching out before too long to get to the main display rooms, and that should be really exciting. So for now, let's call that good for this little update episode. Thanks a whole bunch for watching. The song of the episode is Barbie Girl by Aqua. I'm sure you know it. You gotta listen to it every once in a while though, so go check that one out. And other than that, I hope you have an outstanding rest of your day.